Hello people, welcome back to the channel. I'm the worst YouTuber of all time because I kind of forgot to record and I kind of forgot to start, and we're here now. Welcome back. Hi, let's get into it. Star Wars Battlefront. I haven't played it in a bit. Back with my goat Count Dooku as well. He's bent little wand out. No, that's not a euphemism. Don't get excited. It's not one of those videos. It's not star porn. Oh, no, let me not. No, don't get any ideas, Jordan. Let's just focus on the game for now. Back on the Battlefront. Back on the battlefield, per se, as some would say. Really happy to be back. I've watched since you know what Star Wars content I've watched recently since then, actually, since last time I've finished. I've watched it when I was a child, but I rewatched it again. Really way more prefer it, by the way. If you've watched this as a child and maybe since then you've become a bit more of a Star Wars nerd, or you've gotten yourself a bit more into Star Wars, I'd advise rewatching it because that's exactly what I did and it was really good. It's Star Wars Rebels, Disney XD. If you watched it, real ones were there. The first actually Star Wars thing that Disney did, actually, it was actually, fun fact in case anybody didn't know that or anybody cares, there you go. And honestly, when I was a kid watching it, I didn't think, first of all, it was actually Star Wars. First of all, because I didn't think Star Wars was actually owned by Disney, so I was just thinking, this is just bootleg Star Wars. I was thinking, this is literally just Star Wars from eBay. I thought they didn't have the rights to a lot of stuff, not knowing as a kid, like, they literally have the name Star Wars, it has the theme, you know. If they were genuinely a fake Star Wars, they would have got hit with a copyright strike a long time ago. But genuinely, me and my brother used to think it wasn't real, because obviously we just used to see these Jedis and thinking, this isn't Luke Skywalker, obviously because I was so young and I only knew the chronological, you know, main chapter storyline. So I was thinking, if it ain't Luke Skywalker, I'm thinking everything else here is just some B-Tech BS, you know, woke propaganda lie. And, you know, Darth Vader wasn't in it for that long. Then when Darth Vader finally appears in like the second series, like, I remember as a child, like, holy shit, this show might actually be real. Anyway, since then, obviously got into Star Wars a bit more, watched stuff like Clone Wars, other stuff like Mandalorian, where I understand the Mandalorian history and all that. So I get into the show way more. And it's just way more better. It's actually one of the best Star Wars shows, I would go as far as to say. I remember people weren't fucking with it, I remember that. I remember I weren't either, to be honest. I don't know what other people's excuses were. By the way, I just took down that whole team, you know, just like nothing, because, you know, I just did it because I wanted to. I don't even like bragging about it. That's the funny thing with me. I'm just so good at this game. Yeah. I don't even play this game that much off camera anymore, but yeah, look at me. I'm just on a 5-kill streak. Hold on, let me just brag about myself. I'll get back onto Star Wars Rebels, don't you worry. But let me talk about how great I am for saying, guys, please help me! I didn't need that help, you know. I just thought I thought I'd just change it up a bit. But Star Wars was really good, and that one episode, I guess, Ahsoka versus Darth Vader, whatever episode that is of the final season. Holy shit! I must say it, Ahsoka would know. It's generally one of my favorite episodes of a Star Wars media ever. I've watched Clone Wars, and Clone Wars is my favorite show of all time. In case you don't know this, right? That episode of Star Wars Rebels, I think it's up there with some of the best episodes of Clone Wars ever. I think it's one of my favourite episodes of not just a Star Wars show, maybe a TV show ever. It was absolute cinema. And again, comes back to I'm so glad and thankful that I rewatched the show and enjoyed it more. Because at the time I thought, oh, this seems cool, but nothing more than that. Rewatching it, knowing everything you know about Ahsoka and all that. Because again, when I was watching as a kid, I didn't know who Ahsoka was. So this big Ahsoka versus Darth Vader thing was like, alright, cool. Sad, isn't it? Alright. Ezra's little girl thing that's dying. Nah, peak. But obviously if you watch Clone Wars, you just obviously know everything that's so sad about it. It just makes it just, oh man, it's just so heartbreaking but so amazing at the same time. True cinema in every sense of the word. Everyone watch Star Wars Rebels? Watch it. If you have watched it and you haven't watched it in recent years and maybe didn't like it as much, rewatch it. Generally, really, really good. It tackles a lot of storylines that maybe you don't get to see in mainline storyline as much. And again, that's maybe why younger me probably just was thinking this was some fake BS, because it's like, at the time, this was back when Star Wars really focused on the main story, so I'm thinking, this is just some fake, woke propaganda nonsense. Hey, I just thought I'd give you a bit of Star Wars exposition at the start, you know, we are playing a Star Wars game, so you can't act like it's not relevant. For once, my blatant just waffling actually pays off, and it's actually probably going to be allowed for once. Right, Obi-Wan's just been a bit of a mean little prick. Other Star Wars shows for me to still watch is the new one, that's Skelly Crew or something like that. I don't know, something like that. Got that to watch. Got some other animation. Well, there's a couple of Star Wars shows I've got to watch. I've got a couple of ones to go through. Right now I'm been watching some Spider-Man stuff, but I won't go into my Spider-Man exposition. This isn't a Spider-Man game, so I can understand not wanting as much exposition on that, so I'll leave that for another video. But people, if you're still playing this game, how are you feeling on this game? How's it doing? How's the community still feeling on this game? Obviously, there was one big, huge support. Did we lose? I feel robbed there. Yeah, and I rightfully so. Well done, Jordan, for pointing out the fact that we feel robbed. I got 11-9. Thank God that was not the other way around to us. That would have been awkward, you know. Oh, God, I would have hated that because, you know, I'm all, you know, society. And I don't know what I'm trying to say. Right, I was number 1 just out and out. So I was actually just I was just waffling about Ezra and Star Wars and Rebels and all that shit. While I was out here needing a hero. What the... Guys, come on. I was giving literal exposition for the sake of just filling air. And you're telling me while I was doing that, after not playing this game for a good couple of weeks, whenever the last time I played it, I was still the best on both teams. Come on, teammate. Come on, man. Help me out. But let's keep talking about Star Wars stuff, because again, we are on Star Wars. This theme you hear right now, if you can hear it, can't play too much of it maybe because of copyright. I don't think maybe I can't get away with it because who knows. I'm not going to play it in the background. I'm not actually going to dub it in. But you hear that theme there, it makes you feel something. That this theme, the one that Revenge of the Sith, the one that's Mustafa, Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Anakin. Oh, that shit just, oh my god, man. Best theme for me. My friend who's just gotten into Star Wars, who I always brag about to us, he's like my cherished kind of case. This is my claim to fame almost, you know. If I'm ever going to a Star Wars convention or something like that, right, or one of those nerdy conventions, I don't mean that in a sort of way, I am a Star Wars nerd. This would be I'll bring him as a charity case of like, look guys, I managed to turn the biggest Star Wars hater, which he was, into a Star Wars fan. Right, I didn't get to pick my favourite Jedi, so I got to pick Rey. I go back and forth on Rey, not like that. She's personally not my type. She's got too much feminine parts for me. No, I go through back and forth on whether I like Rey or not in this game. As far as the character goes, I'm more than know what I feel about Rey. I don't like her one bit. What the fuck? She got like some Spartan rage thing. Come on. Actually, hold on. I can't actually play this game stupid. Just in general, I can't play stupid. But I've actually got some sense of pride to fight for now. Because people are looking at me and thinking, yo, you were the number 1. I'm like Carlos Alcaraz. I'm number 1. So I gotta, you know, show myself to be number 1. Which also, by the way, time recording this the day after my GOAT won the US Opens. Come on, let's go. Good day for me. Really good day for me. Watched Spider-Man 2, had a takeaway, watched the Sidemen Sunday, saw Carlos Alcaraz won the US Opens. Yeah, it's what it's all about, you know. It's the little things for us guys, isn't it? Ronaldo scored a banger. I might be in the perfect timeline. Had a good gym day to start off the Monday. Don't know when this video is coming out. I assume today, actually. Don't know how I'm going to record this in the same day. I'm just talented like that. Alright, let me stop jerking myself off. Can we get on with this? What are you doing? That Darth Vader's really... Holy shit! He can do that? He chucked me to a new galaxy. Far, far away, some would say. Right, I don't like your moves, Rey. You're really starting to get on my nerves. I wanted to use Anakin, Obi-Wan at a stretch, but they're fucking using both of them. Guys, did you not see how great I did last game? Maybe by, you know, luck, but still I did good. Now, what was I talking about, my friend? Right, so, my friend, big Star Wars hater, absolute big hater, right? Well, only reason because he watched the first Star Wars movie first. And I must say it, sorry guys if this gets hates, the first Star Wars movie, you know, The Phantom Menace, is boring.
You need to leave!
It's true, it's boring. He watched that and that's why he never got into Star Wars, and I low-key hear it. It is boring. You can say who you want, you can rabbity-dabbity you can send hate mail to whom you want, you right? My family wasn't involved, so don't bother sending them any racist death threats. But I think it's just boring. The final fight, the final sequence is good, but not enough to make up for one of the most boring movies of all time. It's boring. I don't blame anybody if they were trying to get into Star Wars and that being their first movie and not actually enjoying it. That being said, it was my first Star Wars movie and I actually subsequently went on to watch more. But yeah, some of us are patient and got one with the Force. But he finally decided he'll rewatch Star Wars again, mainly because Battlefront became big again, which he was always a big fan of Battlefront. He was a big fan of the Lego games, so it's kind of interesting that he was playing the Lego games while being a big hater. Pretty sure he was only a hater because I loved it, so, you know, he was a hater just for the sake of it, which I respect, by the way. Don't make it very clear, I respect the hater for the sake of being a hater. So he finally watched Star Wars, he finally watched the fourth one. He started off with A New Hope, and he really liked it. Yes, I am talking to cover up my stinker, but shut up, I don't have Count Dooku, so I'm kind of weak. No Count Dooku equals no Jordan skills. He liked it, like the 4th one, like the 5th one. The 6th one is his favourite out of the original trilogy, which, by the way, I agree with. The 6th Star Wars movie, The Return of the Jedi, is the best of the original trilogy. For me, personally, you know, I know everybody will probably say Empire Strikes Back, and I can hear it, to be honest. There is no bad one. I think there's no bad option. I mean, they're all good. So whichever one you want, you pick. I don't know, I just really like the Return of the Jedi. Maybe because I like a full circle storyline. I'm a full man. So it gives me all I want. Luke and Anakin Skywalker coming back. You know, Darth Vader being defeated, but Anakin Skywalker come back. The Emperor has been defeated, and the Empire is saved, and they never came back. And they never came back. And the world lived happily ever after. That takes us on to a second point. I know I'm talking more Star Wars than this game, but we're getting fisted in places I didn't even know I could get fisted, truth be told. Some people don't like that holograms scene or vision scene or whatever you want to call it. You get what I'm putting. The thing's up on the screen right now, you know what I'm talking about. We don't like that, where they added young Anakin Skywalker. I don't get why that's controversial as well. Maybe I'm just trying to spout out hot takes like I'm on Hot Ones. Invite me on there, by the way. I'll be on Hot Ones, you know. I'll be fucked after like the second wing, but yeah, it gets me a bit of clout, so who cares? I'll probably suck a penis for it. Sorry. County Dooku, this is what I've been hyping you up for. Make sure it's all worth it. I've actually got a good team. I don't know why Yoda's dressed like some sort of hoodlum, but we'll allow it. Yoda saying nigger. Feisty nigger he is. You're a black one, you are. You are sorry, I don't know, I've just portrayed Yoda as a massive raging racist. Although I think Yoda, not he's a racist, but I think Yoda is one of those people that got the N-word pass, in my opinion. I would give it to him for what it counts. If you want to get some good clips here, I want to show my amazing skills. I want to show off like I'm Dolph Ziggler, and it starts after this death. After. And I've said it starts now. Just meant it starts after. Now this is where the fun begins. You see, you got a bit too excited, you got a bit too horny. Now I'm going to show you how I can be one of the best in the world. Call me CM Punk. Let's go. Watch this. Oh god, I've been out of the game for a little bit long, so they actually low-key clickbaited me in the first game, because I actually thought, yo, I'm actually low-key kind of good at this game.
Very false.
What the hell is that? Ugh, that was weird. I actually don't know what that was. I'm still so out of loop of this game, to us. But I was kind of asking, how is this game like seen as the community? I know I've said a lot of tangents, and some of them I've finished, some of them I haven't. It's just what YouTubers do, to us. Just saying so many things at once, stuff happens. But how is this like seen as a community? Like, how is this game still getting like properly played? Is it still getting pretty loved? Because I still come back to this game every so long. I still have good fun blast. I remember when this game really picked up Storm again. That was really fun, because I never actually played this game back in its prime, Optimus Prime days, but so somebody playing this as almost as the first time when the game blew up for the second time. Very fun. I don't know how it's still doing number wise. I assume it's probably not still going up and up as it was doing at one point, but how is it like the community still pushing for that Battlefront 3, which I don't blame them if so. Obviously we know EA doesn't have the rights to it. I don't even know who owns the rights to Star Wars anymore. Still like a Battlefront 3. Or some form of a new Star Wars online game like this. Something similar to this. Something like this, but just with updated characters, which would be so good. I'd love to have the Mandalorian in it. Why is there no Jabba the Hutt? That's what we need. We need Jabba the Hutt. No, you know what? We need Jar Jar Binks. Yes, we need Jar Jar Binks. You know what? Surprisingly, I feel like I'm just trying to say hot takes of the hot takes today. Jar Jar Binks, when I first watched the Star Wars movies, doesn't actually annoy me. Now, I don't like him either. I never came away after watching those movies as a kid thinking, oh yeah, I love a bit of Jar Jar Binks. Can we have him in each of the original trilogy? Or can we have him, you know, in every movie going forward? Can we have him in even the Disney ones? That's what the Disney ones were missing. Well, they couldn't make them worse, so you probably could have just chucked him in those ones. But actually, when I'm watching the prequels, I'm like, yeah, you know, I just didn't think of much of it until, you know, you get on the internet, you realise how much everybody fucking hates him. I'm like, could do without him. Jesus Christ, they threw him like it's a fucking triathlon. Could do without him. But it ain't the worst thing. Alright, I'm getting backed up into a corner by these little bros, so you guys just want to come my way? Why didn't you zap him, boy? What, you out of electricity? Did you not pay your bills, Count? What's that about, Count? Don't tell me Count doesn't pay his bills. That's so evil of him if he doesn't, you naughty, naughty. Right, I'm getting my nose involved in this. Yeah, I'm just gonna invite myself into this. I'm rude like that. Cry about it, mate. I have no morals or justice. I self-report myself as a count, yet run low-key a dictatorship. So, you know, you can tell what kind of man I am. Stop this using your brain and shielding up. Stop that. Shit, you're actually gonna win this because somebody else was playing unfair and also I was playing very shit there. I lost that to a nigga that has 6 health. Oh god, maybe I should just go back to telling goon stories or something like that because somehow I was playing better when I was doing that. I've actually locked in. I've actually, you know, set up, gone non-verbal at points, and then Loki just worked out just even worse. God, they really gave me a really easy game at first, just to be like, hey, welcome back, how you been? Good, you like the game? Yeah, I like the game. Hey, have a nice game. Thanks for the nice game. Alright, now we're gonna fist you every game afterwards. Sorry, what? Lightning him! Lightning him! Oh, fuck me. They're targeting me because I'm like the best character, innit? Shut up and look at the leaderboard. Actually not true, by the way. As we go back to the Phantom Menace, which is obviously the most boring Star Wars, which it is, cry about it all you want. I'm never changing my opinion on that. I don't think I've ever rewatched Phantom Menace. It's the only one I've ever rewatched. I've rewatched all of the Star Wars, apart from the Disney ones, but as we know, that's not that's not part of the storyline. It isn't. It isn't. If I say it isn't, it isn't. I get to choose my own chronological order and what's chronically online and what's real and what's fake, okay? Santa's not real in my world. The Tooth Fairy's real in my world. I can pick and choose what I want, okay? But, that being said, I don't rewatch the first movie, The Phantom Menace, because it's boring. But one thing, I mean, it gave me, is Darth Maul, who is my favourite Sith, and behind Obi-Wan, my favourite character in all Star Wars. Star Wars Rebels, actually, we got full circle. See, look at this. It's like a roundabout, this channel, which if there's an Americans watching, it's called getting around the place pretty comfortably and easily. We've come full circle. Another reason why I really like Star Wars Rebels has Darth Maul in it and portrays Darth Maul absolutely phenomenal. Darth Maul, again, as a kid, really liked him. Main reason I really liked him, he was always one of my favourites even as a kid, mainly because he had this really cool scene in like a Lego movie where he just says awesome while flipping around his lightsaber a lot. It just was really cool. I used to always say that when I was a kid. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If not, you probably just think I've lost my mind. Trust me, it was cool. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. So I've always had a soft spot for Maul. Then you watch Clone Wars and you're like, oh my god, you're amazing. Then you watch Star Wars Rebels, like, you're Loki just a go. And yeah, so big up to Star Wars Rebels, actually. They gave him a perfect fitting ending. They actually gave him a Loki come to good ending that you make you realise, this guy isn't that bad. Fair play. I've talked about everybody apart from the guy that I've been using all the time, Count Dooku. I like Count. Cool, that's enough about him now. I feel like I've done him dirty there. He's my second favourite, to be fair, outside of Darth Maul, I'd say, for the Siths. I like Count. His backstory is really nice. You know what? I like him not being a Sith. Him being a Sith instantly always made him cool for me because I'm like, why is this guy not a Sith? But also I liked him because he's got lightsaber and lightning powers, which was really cool. I was thinking, yo, you gotta be really strong to have lightning powers because even Maul doesn't have it. Obviously, Darth Vader doesn't have it because of the whole, you know, I'm disabled. I can say that. I can laugh at him. He was a serial killer, okay? We can laugh at disabled people. That was bad people. It's fine. We're gonna win a game finally, by the way, so that feels nice for me. And I'm actually gonna, you know, low-key start stat padding some kills, so that feels even more nice for my ego, to be truth be told. Finally, I get something done that looks a bit more nice on my resume. Took me long enough, but I finally got into the game. Finally started rumbling the controls. Actually, every time I come back onto this game, make a quick video or two, I actually remember this game's so much fun. Generally, I wish I had some friends to play with this with, but you know, now I'm asking for too much, to be fair. I have to keep this at least somewhat realistic. But people, you know, if you want to see me play more of this game, just leave a like. Simple as that. Just let me know down in the comments. You know, have notifications on. It really is simple stuff like that. And I'll see from the algorithm, oh yeah, you guys really enjoyed this. This will keep coming on your screen. And you can keep coming. I'm saying that with a C-O-M, by the way, not a U. I mean, you could come while watching this gameplay. I wouldn't blame you. People have come to less. Damn, that lightning goes far. How far you chuck that thing, Emperor? Alright, I managed to pull that back like foreskin and I got a top 3. We'll take it. We got a top 3 in the team. Just missed out on the podium for the overall thing. I'll make a top 5. We'll take that. It's some decent games, actually. As per usual, I had a thoroughly fun time when coming back to this game. Do need to make it more a recurring thing. But like I said, I just want to kind of know, how does this do on the algorithm now? How does people feel about this game still now in the general community? So let me know those stuff down below. Anything else I talked about Star Wars Rebels, any stuff like that, you can let me know down in the comments below. It was just a bit of a waffle while playing Star Wars, to be honest, talking about my love and what I like about Star Wars. But if you enjoy, you want to see more about that, maybe learn some other stuff I like about Star Wars, and want to see me play this game or any other Star Wars games or any games in general, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe if you have not already. I'll be Jordan, and I'll see you guys in a bit.